There's Prince Man 945 here. Welcome back to the video. Um, Apologies if I don't have much energy in this video. It's almost 1 a.m. Um, I'm making this video very quickly. Just because I wanted to get my thoughts out on it. But basically, tonight I finished Jojo's Part 5. It was really good. I can definitely see why it is the most iconic. It was very enjoyable the entire way through. Um, I really liked all the characters. Mista was probably my favorite, but like Bucciarati was also a badass. I liked Amakio's attitude and Naranchia's kind of wholesomeness. Fugo was kind of a bum because he was seriously the only character that didn't join them to fight Diavolo and rescue Trish. Like, what the heck? Literally the only guy. So Fugo's kind of a bum. Um, Trish was a interesting character. I um, I didn't know what to expect in terms of how much of a role in the plot that she would play, but I really like that she ended up unlocking her own stand. I thought that was really fun. Um, and I don't know if Giorno is considered one of like the JoJos because of the fact that he's the son of Dio and whatnot, but um he is my favorite MC in the show so far. Um it took a lot to beat Joseph from part two. And it's still kind of close between the two of them, but I really love Giorno's like attitude and his general outlook on things, and I just absolutely love gold golden experience, the stand. I think it's such a cool fucking stand, especially when it transforms into gold experience requiem, which in my opinion, um so far this might change once I watch part six, but it's the coolest, like, designed stand in the entire series so far. Um, and I loved his interactions with every character and how he kind of learns and grows, and I just love his like consistent attitude in every situation. And the fact that by the end he's like a 15-year-old mafia boss is just hilarious to me. Um, with like one of the most broken stands ever. Um, Now, um, in terms of Diavolo, I think Diavolo is a very fun villain. I love his stand. I think King Crimson is an awesome fucking stand, and I love that it's just a theme of JoJo's villains to have stands that do with manipulating time in some way. I think that's just awesome. Um, um, Now. I think he's a very entertaining villain, but I think in order to have beaten Kira, I think he either needed a little bit more screen time or possibly a little bit more depth for me, but he was still a very entertaining villain. Um, and I liked the kind of philosophical like battle between him and Giorno. I thought that that was a really cool like core of the fight. Um, and speaking of the final fight, I think this is probably like my biggest issue with it is the fact that the final fight, to me was very confusing. Like, there were a lot of points where I didn't really know what emotion to be feeling just because I was very confused as to what was going on with the whole like body switching thing, and then the fact that the arrow is kind of introduced last minute as like this MacGuffin type thing, which supposedly like powers up people's stands. I kind of felt like that bit of it was thrown in there. Um, so honestly, I would say that like the final battle is probably the weakest part of the story. Um, I do like the structure of the story. I thought it was really cool, like the idea of them like joining a traditional mafia gang and like rising in the ranks for a little bit. I like that idea. Um, and the plot is definitely more simplistic, I'd say, but I like that certainly. I like that this part was more, I guess, focused on the characters. And that includes the kinds of stand users that they end up fighting because like all the members of the Hitman Trader team, they were all like extremely expressive with tons of personality, and they all had very unique bands. Like we had a guy with ice, we had another guy that could do stuff with mirrors at Pompeii, which was very cool setting for that to take place. Um they had the guy that could like change the temperature in the train. And then of course there was the human vegetable patty with like the fisherman thing. Um and then there was risotto with the Metallica stand, which was a really cool stand. And that fight, his fight against King Crimson, is probably my favorite fight of Part Five because that was just a really cool display between two very skilled stand users. Um, so I really liked that. And in general, I really liked how this part was more like character focused because I think that that's where a lot of the iconicness comes from, is not really from the plot. It's a lot more so from a lot of the character interactions and like just a lot of the characters being very unique even compared to other parts. So, um I think that this part has the best side cast, by far. Um, and it was definitely its biggest strength. But I think that about sums up all my plot. Some plots. That sums up all my thoughts on part five. And yeah, I will make a video once I've watched part six. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.